Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video. So hello there everybody and welcome back to the channel for a new video. Now today I figured that it would be pretty much the very perfect time to discuss and address a little bit of community concern. Not going to say drama because it hasn't actually, well, gotten to the point where it's drama. But I'd say that there has definitely been a fair amount of concern regarding, well, Ninjago Dragons Rising, and one of the main concepts it presents us with, that being the fact that the old Ninja are essentially taking a major backseat this time around for this all-new Ninjago show, while a new Ninja team is assembled, and we're witnessing that right before our very eyes within the very first episodes of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1 Part 1. Because unless you guys are literally blind, as you can see, it's pretty obvious that a new Ninja team and a new concept along those lines is coming into play, and we are starting to see that now. Obviously, it is starting off with Eren and Sora, but I would take it a step further and say that the concept of there being an elemental master of wind, and also a master of heat, master of scorch, whatever you want to call it, in the form of wildfire, those are probably also going to be two new ninja joining this team, which we will see formed fully, probably by the end of the season. That is, of course, just a major assumption on my end, though, so obviously take all of that with a grain of salt. But regardless, I think we can all come to the conclusion that the original ninja are taking a backseat, while these new characters, you know, Eren and Sora and the rest of the gang, are going to be at the very forefront of this all-new show. And, well, as you can probably already see where this is going, it's safe to say that there are definitely a portion of Ninjago fans out there that are not necessarily too happy with the concept that this presents us with in Dragons Rising. Again, though, the reason for this being the fact that the original Ninja are, you know, stepping back and aren't playing a big role as such, and as a result, screen time for them is most likely going to be extremely minimal as we transition into a major new team. Or at least the screen time for them, as we previously knew in Masters of Spinjitzu and in the Wild Brain era, you know, that whole thing is going to be gone, essentially. While Lloyd may still be around, as the rumours have suggested, the rest of them just aren't going to be the same, and when they do show up, it's not going to be for as much. So personally, right, I just have to get my own thoughts out there on this. I don't really understand the complaints, although at the same time, this being the Ninjago community, yeah, I do also understand where people are coming from, and I understand why this is happening. After all, new Ninjago concepts never ever go down well when it comes to Ninjago fans. But just think about this. We have already had well over 10 years with those original Ninja, right? And while I believe that there is still a lot of potential for more stories to be had with them, for example, I was really hoping for a Kai and Zane Wild Brain era story, like a proper one for those two. I don't really count the Fire and Ice chapter as proper focus seasons for those two Ninja, but while I think that there's a lot of potential for more future stories with all of those guys and that whole gang, having an entirely new Ninja team, you know, seeing them grow and develop, seeing them from the very beginning up until, you know, eventually the final point, hopefully years down the line, that's a concept that makes up for the lack of focus for the previous Ninja. It's just a lot more interesting and exciting to me, and it does definitely make up for the loss with the OG team, in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, this is a very personal thing, right? You have to understand that. Not everybody is going to agree with what I have to say. That could be considered a very controversial take. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is my own video, so it's only right I share my own thoughts on this. And yeah, at the minute, I just don't really see why people are getting so, you know, up in arms when it comes to this. I just don't personally agree with that in the slightest. And again, as I say, this is all very, very opinion heavy. So while people are going to disagree, and while they are well within their right to disagree, I will just end off on one very important note that has to be, you know, set as a bit of a reminder. Just don't judge things and don't talk too negatively about all of these crazy new concepts when ultimately we still do not know that much about these new concepts, right? It's just too early to tell. For example, right, people hated the redesigns, people hated Season 8 because it was all brand new, it was fresh, and things are very similar this time around. I mean, hell, there are definitely no redesigns this time around when it comes to characters, but there is a fresh new story, a new beginning of sorts, and to be honest, this is probably more of a drastic change than what Season 8 provided us with, just because of the fact that the Ninja are taking a backseat as Eren and Sora and the new Ninja take the front seat. But still, it's important to just wait, hold on, wait until we have at least more episodes in the full season for Season 1 of Dragons Rising before coming to any major judgments, and before being too negative, or hey, even too positive, I suppose, when it comes to this. Let's just wait to form proper, full opinions, without judging things too harshly, because hey, we only have half the season out right now, guys, you do have to keep that in mind. So yeah, that is basically going to cover it for today's video. Just wanted to let out my own personal thoughts on some pretty huge community concerns. Again, not everybody is saying this, a lot of people are very content with what we have so far, but there is definitely a portion of fans out there that do feel this way, and I wanted to address that today. With all of this being said though, I hope you guys did all enjoy today's video. That is going to cover it from me here. Please though, feel free to leave any of your own personal thoughts on all of this down below in the comments. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding this. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe to the Overlord X YouTube channel for more, and hit that notification bell so that you behind the screen there, yes you that I'm looking right at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago here on the channel. And with all of this being said, I will catch you all very soon for a new one. Goodbye everybody, see you all very soon, bye.